Then you're going to draw a line, just go ahead and shoot a line across. Again, you might want to kind of keep these two dots closer together. These are kind of far apart because you want to do a squished square. Then you're going to add the next line, and then this is a foreshortened square. Okay, so this is really important to practice. The two dots are very close together. If they're drawn too far apart, it's more of an opened square. So we want to have a foreshortened square. Foreshortening means to squish it. So this right here is an example of a foreshortened penny. This is a flat penny. This is a foreshortened penny. It's squished. Okay, so back to the lesson. This is a regular square that we do not want to do. It's too open right here. So basically what a 3D boils down to is we're distorting images on a flat two-dimensional piece of paper to create the illusion of existence of depth. So we're tricking our eye into seeing objects near and far in our picture. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the drawing. Remember, we want to have our squares squished, not too open. Okay, so now we're going to draw the sides of the cube with two vertical lines. Vertical is straight up and down lines, and that's going to keep our drawings from tilting. We want to kind of use the sides of your sketchbook as a reference. So if you look at the side of your sketchbook, you can see, okay, well, here's the straight side, here's the straight side. You want to try to draw your lines straight. You don't use a ruler. Okay, so this middle line needs to be a little bit longer than the other two lines. Okay, so now we're gonna shoot. I'm gonna use red to kind of shoot across to show you the parallel lines. If I was to take a pencil and line up a pencil here and a pencil here, they should be in the same degree as each other. So we're gonna draw another line here. That's gonna be a reference line here, and then a reference line here. If your angles are off, then it won't look as good. So you wanna make sure that you're really using your eye to look at those parallel lines because they should be parallel to each other. Parallel meaning that they would never cross from each other. Okay, so now what I did is I kind of cleaned up my cube, and this is what you should have. You can go ahead and erase extra lines and really draw darker lines to get the cube that you want. Then we're going to go ahead and draw our light source at the top corner. This is the fun part because it's just going to really bring it out and make it pop. So now we're going to do our cast shadow again at the bottom. And again, our lines are going to be shooting this way and you don't have to draw the purple pen. I'm just kind of using that to show you. But that is going to be the direction of your lines or your shadow. Okay, voila. That, boys and girls, is your first 3D cube. So you want to shade opposite your light position. So you want to make sure to shade right here. Now we're going to go ahead and put that to the top and we're going to draw another cube. We're going to do a bonus challenge. So go ahead and draw another cube. Remember, use your index finger to position the middle. So your index finger should be in the middle right here. You're going to draw two lines to connect to get your foreshortened square. Again, I feel like mine's a little bit open. I would probably smush it a little bit more. But it is what it is. Okay, so now you're going to go ahead and use those reference lines to really make sure that these lines are parallel to each other. So these lines are parallel to each other, and then these lines are going to be parallel to each other. And then this line is parallel, of course, with that line. Okay, so once you do that, then you're going to draw some guide dots. So the guide dots are going to go in between each of these lines. Now you're going to be drawing a line from here to here and connect over there. Because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drawing a box with strings. Now we're going to draw a line from here to here and another line from the middle down. Now we're going to be drawing another string. So it's going to go about in the middle. You probably are going to want to change it in a minute because we want the string lines to be parallel. So you're actually going to see me, I'm going to draw these lines and it's a little bit straight. This line should be parallel with this line and it isn't. So I'm going to go back after I draw these other lines and I'm going to fix it and bring this line up a little bit. So technically it should be up. So see how this line is parallel with this line? That's correct, and it is a little bit above my dot. So now I'm seeing, so see now I'm drawing that better to make it parallel. Okay, so then now I have my box with the dots, and I just went through and drew some darker lines. Then you can go ahead and do your shading with this. Erase any lines that you don't want. Again, this is just a, kind of rough sketch. We're learning how to do that for the first time. I would encourage you to practice drawing the cubes a lot of times. Practice, really squishing the square. Again, mine's a little bit fat. I would draw it a little more closed next time. So, okay, again, I'm going to shade that spot, thinking that if my light source is up here, it's shining down. Then you can go ahead and draw a little bow with some string on top. And there you go, you have a little package. Okay, so still on that same page, still using the space of the page, we're going to go ahead and go on to the next lesson, which is lesson 5, and that is hollow cubes. So hollow means that there's nothing inside of it. So there's a lot of things you could draw that are a hollow cube. So we're going to kind of take this, push this upside, and then you're going to be drawing, you're going to be drawing right around in this space for your next part. Okay? Okay, lesson 5, the hollow cube. Okay, so go ahead and lightly sketch a cube. You're going to want to make sure again that this is pretty small, and you're going to draw out these lines, and then you're just going to take the other lines and connect and draw out that cube. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and draw 2 parallel lines coming up. So we're going to draw these lines, these are going to be like the lids of the boxes, so you want these 2 to be parallel to each other. So if I was to draw this one, you're eyeballing it and making sure that it's that one. Again, here we're looking at are these guidelines here and here as parallel lines, and this should be our parallel line right there. So that is where you're going to connect from here to here. It should be parallel to about here. Then you're going to draw another line coming up and another line coming up. And again, you're going to be drawing a line here that is parallel to this line. Okay, now we're going to sketch in the 2 near flaps slanting down in front of the box. So you're going to be drawing 2 little lines that are in front of the box on this side and 2 little lines in front of the box on this side. Again, use the bottom of the box angles to guide your line directions. So we'll talk a little bit more about directions in a minute, but so these lines are the northwest, and this line over here is the northeast line. So if you're looking, we're talking about a compass when we talk about different directions of lines, but we'll get into that later. It does get a little complicated. So now we're going to go ahead and draw our light source up at the top, and then you're going to be shading in where the light hits the box and where there would be shadows. Now we're going to get a little nook and cranny shadow. I really love this one. Oh, and there's one more important part that we forgot to do. You're going to be drawing a line from here to here, not in purple, but in black. That kind of shows the inside of the box, which is one of the best lines in this drawing. So then we're going to be drawing wherever there's dark shadows. So there's going to be some shadows here where the flaps of the box come over, and there's going to be some shadows here where some of the shadows of the box come over. Also, the deepest, darkest part of the box is going to be right in here. So you're going to want to draw it really shaded in here. For the purpose of this, we're going to draw little treasures inside. Maybe there's something inside the box. This kind of gives a little depth, and then right there is where it's going to be shaded the darkest part of the box. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a couple minutes to shade. Go ahead and do that as well. You can watch me do it and then do shading for yourself. Okay, so then now a really important thing that we need to do is we need to erase the lines that are right here and right here. So go ahead and do that because these flaps are going over, so we're not going to be seeing that. And again, I just kind of went and I erased, I kind of cleaned up some of the lines and made the lines that I wanted a lot darker. Okay, so let's go ahead and push that up a little bit to the side, and still on that same page, we're going to be drawing another squished foreshortened square with this line being longer. So go ahead and do that right now. You're going to be drawing a line going up like this and this. We're going to be drawing an open trunk, kind of like a pirate's treasure chest. So then after we draw those two lines, again, we want to make sure that these two are parallel with each other. Then you're going to be drawing a line that is parallel here, going to be kind of connecting those dots. And then you're going to be drawing a rounded shape here. You don't want it too big and round, so I'm just kind of like sketching out where I want it to be, and then I'll go back and erase it. Then you're going to be drawing a line from about here to here, and then you're going to be drawing a line in, kind of a curved line. So you think about where you want that line to be, and then go ahead and draw that line across. Okay, so then now draw a little line, curved line down. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into drawing the inside part. So you're going to want to draw, you're going to be drawing a line from here to here. So see how it kind of curves down? So that's looking inside the top. Now we're going to go ahead and do some shading. You're going to be shading in the top. Also, one important line that we want to draw too is the line that goes from here to here, because that's showing the depth of the box and that you can see on the inside. So think about where your darkest places are going to be in your box. There are going to be dark places here, of course, way up here, especially if your light source is up here, shining down. You're also going to have your cast shadow down here. So be thinking about different places where it will be shaded. Remember, you want to make sure you're doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 shading, that it's darkest to lightest very gradually. So you want to show the shading gradual, which is kind of hard to show on the iPad, but be thinking about a value bar and how that would be shaded in. So I'm just going to draw a quick little. So if you had here's a value bar. You don't have to do this, but this is a 5, really as dark as I can go. Then this would be a 4, this would be a 3, then a 2, and a 1. So see how it's very gradual? That's kind of how you would want your shading to look. Okay, so just take some time, do some shading throughout here, and then we'll do some finishing touches when you're done. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw some little details to make this look like a trunk. You can also make this lots of different things. This could be a picnic basket. Different things could be coming out of it. So be using your imagination of what this could be. But I'm going to go ahead and draw some little details. You can watch and draw if you would like. I'm just kind of putting the studs on it and a lock and a little handle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and you can add if you would like. All right, boys and girls, that's the end of our lesson 5, the hollow cube. Be thinking about different bonus things that you could be drawing. Please practice drawing that foreshortened square and the cube this week. You can use any extra room you have on this page, and we will get to lesson 6 next week. All right, great job. I will be back next week. Okay, bye-bye.